Hola clase, esta noche vamos a hablar de los mandatos negativos. Vamos a ver otro video. No te quejes. I hope you liked my little ejemplo at the beginning. No te quejes, that means don't complain. Y es un ejemplo of the negative mandatos. So first, before we begin, we're just going to quickly refresh ourselves on mandatos afirmativos, the positive affirmative commands. Por ejemplo, study Spanish tonight. Estudia español esta noche. All you had to do was change your verb estudiar into the first person singular, third person singular, so that's the L form of the verb, estudiar. That means study Spanish tonight. If I'm talking to someone, I would address as a tú. When you had pronouns from reflexive verbs, for example, wake up, despertarse, you simply attached it to your verb, despierta, and then add an accent. Despiértate, wake up. Now we get a little bit more complicated in how we form the tú commands in the negative. If the verb ends in AR, it's going to be different than if they end in ER or IR. So if it ends in an AR, you take the root of the word, take off your AR ending, and add ES. So parar, to stop. I take off AR, and then I add my ES. No pares, don't stop. For ER and IR, I do the opposite. I take the root of the word, then I add AS. Beber el té, no beber el té, don't drink the tea. No bebas el té. Let's talk about irregular yo form verbs. Tener es un ejemplo. Tener is an example of an irregular yo form. In the present tense, we say tengo. With all irregular yo form verbs, what you do is you take the yo form of the verb, so tengo, that's our root. It's not ten like it was for the other verbs. So teng, then you drop your O and you add your opposite ending. AS is the opposite of ER, just like how we talked about a couple slides ago. So your final verb will be no tengas. Let's do another ejemplo. Decir is an irregular yo form in the present tense. Digo. So our root becomes dig because I drop my O, and IR, as we talked about, goes to AS. So finally, no digas. There are some verbs that are irregular in the mandatos. Dar turns to no des. Estar turns to no estés. Ir turns to no vayas. Saber, no sepas. Ser, no seas. Now let's talk about pronombres. So those are the only verbs that are irregular using the no mandatos, the negative commands. Those are the only ones that don't follow any kind of pattern. Okay, so first with the pronouns, we'll look at a verb that has got a reflexive pronoun, preocuparse. That means to worry. You place your pronouns before your conjugated verb. So it's a little bit different than it was with the positive, the affirmative commands where we attached them. So if I had wake up, for example, that was one of the examples from the beginning of the video. That was despiértate. You attached it and then remembered your accent. With these, you put it before your command. No te preocupes. You cannot attach them to the end. Here's another example. Barré el suelo, to sweep the floor. If you want to tell someone don't sweep it. So again, clase, you put the lo because it's el suelo, so your direct object pronoun will be lo before your conjugated verb. No lo barras. Okay, clase, that's it for tonight. Adios.